Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second annual State of Innovation Summit. I'm Dean Duncan, Executive Director for the Partnership of Economic Innovation, where we believe innovation is the secret to our future. I'm pleased to introduce my co-host for today's event, Grace O'Sullivan, the newest PEI board member and Vice President of Corporate Engagement and Strategic Partnerships at ASU's Knowledge Enterprise. Grace, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Dean. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you to everybody who's joined us in the audience.
Many updates in store since last year's event. First, Grace and I will set the stage with an overview of our innovation continuum.
And then next, we'll dive into 3 panels to meet the leaders of these industry-led projects who are already making an impact. Some of you who you just heard in the video.
I'm looking forward to those panels. Finally, we'll be joined by PEI board member and President CEO of Greater Phoenix Economic Council, Chris Camacho, to deliver a closing word.
And should you have any questions for today's panelist, please use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen and we'll be sure to follow up with an answer. We'll also be making today's recording available for watching after the program at azpei.org.
Thank you, Grace.
All right, let's get started. Please kick us off, Dean.
As the Executive Director of the Partnership for Economic Innovation, or PEI as we call it, I'm excited to dig into how our passionate group of business and community leaders is working to accelerate Arizona's economic opportunities. PEI was formed in response to the Great Recession, when community leaders came together to make sure Arizona is equipped to be resilient, particularly during economic downturns, with the workforce needed to face the future. We believe Arizona can fulfill its potential as a world-class, diversified economy, a place where innovators can bring world-changing ideas to market, and where all Arizonans have an opportunity and a clear pathway forward.
Yes, and in my role at Arizona State University and on the PEI board, I've been able to see firsthand how investments at every level of the innovation ecosystem have resulted in tremendous opportunities for our state, whether that's attracting global businesses or inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs. Dean, why don't we dig into some of these assets that have been created from this investment?
Certainly, Grace. One of PEI's main strategies for helping Arizona accelerate our economy is through applied research centers, which are laser focused on getting high potential emerging technologies ready for commercialization. PEI's Applied Research Center PEI's WareTech Applied Research Center focuses on developing future of health and biomedical technology, while our Blockchain Applied Research Center is partnering directly with industry members to pioneer new solutions, including for global security issues. We've been able to accelerate important projects through our centers with investment from the Arizona legislature.
That's great. And I know we'll get to meet some of these leaders of the projects a little later. I'm very excited for that. And at ASU, all through investment from the state legislature for the New Economy Initiative, we've been able to stand up new science and technology centers, or STCs as we're calling them. STCs will be the vehicles that allow industry to work with faculty members and students in key areas that are going to be critical to Arizona's next economy. Our first 2 STCs for advanced manufacturing and energy and materials and devices are already serving as a national resource for the semiconductor industry.
That's great. That's an achievement that wouldn't be possible without the collaboration of our state leaders. We'd like to take a moment and thank the governor and the legislature for appropriating funds to support innovation in Arizona. And thank you for the support of the Arizona Commerce Authority, who administers the program on behalf of the state. Let's now discuss how our shared investment model for applied research works. At PEI, we've been able to combine state funds with matching private funds to invest in applied research projects that would traditionally encounter the valley of death investment gap. By connecting companies who are seeking novel solutions to talented researchers and shared funding, our Applied Research Center model de-risks innovation investment and helps early stage concepts bridge the valley of death. The valley of death exists everywhere innovation takes place, but is particularly critical to help overcome here in Arizona. Access to public funds is an important piece of our strategy, but not the only piece. Our model is scalable, so more public investment will create a flywheel effect that will continue to demonstrate a return year over year.
Right, and what have you seen from the investment so far?
Good question. Our WearTech Center has already propelled 5 wearable products into the next stage of development, and we are excited about the phenomenal projects in our upcoming cohort. You'll hear more about that from the first panel. Blockchain is attracting potential new members interested in solving complex real-world problems with blockchain technology.
What kind of ROI are you expecting from all this? Oh, it's like you're reading my mind.
To date, PEI has leveraged about $800,000 in taxpayer funds made available by the state to invest in applied research. According to a 2021 impact study by the Rounds Consulting Group, every dollar of initial taxpayer investment is projected to generate between $4 and $5 in state and local tax revenue over the course of a decade. And that ratio stays the same as state and private investment increase. Last year, we were really pleased when the state legislature continued its support for innovation and made an additional $5 million available to advance applied research focused on wearable technology and blockchain.
Shout out to Jim Rounds. They're terrific. And that's a really high ROI.
It is a lot of great work by Jim and his team, and yeah, really pleased. The shared investment model amplifies what are already high impact, high return projects. I'm sure the same opportunities are true at ASU.
Yes, for ASU, we're also appreciative of the legislature and the governor's support for the New Economy Initiative, which has the goals of creating 40,000 new high-wage jobs by 2041, increase economic output by $6.9 billion by 2032, and doubling the state's return on investment that same year. So the funds appropriated for the new economy have multiple goals, but they've already helped us launch 2 science and technology centers with the plans of new future STCs in the works. So STCs are a key piece of the strategy behind New Economy, where we can focus on growing industries right here in Arizona to support that thriving economy and grow the workforce.
That's a great return too, Grace. ASU is doing some great things. This year, it's incredibly important that we continue our momentum and make the investments needed to scale the impact of innovation on our state. A renewed legislative investment of $3 to $5 million for applied research focused on developing tomorrow's products will make a huge impact on the Arizona economy.
And the same is true for ASU's New Economy Initiative, where we believe a legislative investment of $34.5 million will help us to accelerate towards the goal of giving Arizona that economic engine that's also competitive on a global scale.
This continuum of investment is necessary if we're going to be a leader in innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. Don't take it from Grace and I. Let's dive into our first panel and meet some of the innovators who are leading applied research for health and performance.